Difficulty in Pikmin games is something that's always fun to discuss. There are many differing opinions on the overall quality of each game and how it should be handled going forward. Today, I'm going to share my opinions on difficulty with you and hopefully get a discussion started. Hello everyone, you're watching Variety Television and welcome to another Pikmin video. Before we get started, I would like to remind you to check if you're subscribed. Now, let's talk about difficulty in Pikmin. I think starting with the first game is probably the best place to start, and then we can see how difficulty progresses going forward. Pikmin 1 does not have the option to adjust difficulty, and the game is set as it is. A lot of the challenge of this game revolves around the 30-day limit and the overall bad AI of the Pikmin in this game. They are constantly tripping, getting stuck on corners, not knowing what you want them to do even when they're right there. They get easily distracted by piles of rocks and small grass, and so on. Fighting with your own Pikmin to do what you want them to do before your 30 days is up, that is the difficulty of Pikmin 1. It's honestly not that hard either. A little annoying and a tad archaic, sure, but not hard. Especially after your first playthrough of the game, the second time you play Pikmin 1, you are guaranteed to do better, and from there it only gets easier with practice. That brings us to Pikmin 2. This will probably be my hottest take of the video. I feel like Pikmin 2 is too hard. I'm not the greatest Pikmin player or anything, but I don't think I'm all that bad. At certain points, Pikmin 2 feels straight up unfair, mostly in the caves. Things like boulders and bomb rocks fall from the ceiling in seemingly random places, both of which instantly kill your Pikmin. I've tried leaving Pikmin behind and then clearing out all of the falling objects, but that doesn't work because more just appear over time. Fire, water, poison, and electricity all feel okay though. You have time to save your Pikmin with the first three, and electricity instantly killing your Pikmin doesn't feel too strong, and it lends more validity to yellow Pikmin. But things like a giant spider strapped with heavy artillery that shoots rapid fire shots that each individual shot instantly kill your Pikmin does feel a little unfair, you know. There are ways to avoid the shots, but without a Pikmin type that can at least resist the shots, it feels a little too strong. Let me know what you think about the overall difficulty of Pikmin 2 in the comments. I'd really like to know. I'm pretty sure the opinion on Pikmin 3 is unanimous at this point. If everybody holds the same opinion, does it then become a fact? Well, the fact about Pikmin 3 is that it's way too easy. I mean really way too easy. The absolute and only challenge of this game is self-imposed, with trying to be as efficient as possible. The actual challenge modes are very fun though. The enemies and things like that aren't too difficult, but each map and scenario are set up for you to utilize all of your Pikmin skills. It almost always revolves around efficiency, which is good, and they each also offer unique challenges outside of that. Sometimes you have less captains, or limited Pikmin types, or limited numbers. Sometimes solutions are not immediately obvious, and some knowledge of what your Pikmin can do comes in handy. The challenge modes are mainly what I play Pikmin 3 for today, and I guess that brings us to the DLC in Pikmin 3 Deluxe. The DLC brings even more challenge maps for you to do, as well as some Olimar side stories that function very similarly to the challenge modes. These are all outstanding, and I feel like they are the perfect balance of difficulty. The problem is entirely with the story, and with Pikmin 3 Deluxe, it honestly just gets worse. They at least took the first major important step, which was introducing a difficulty option at all. The problem was in the execution. In this game's version of Hard, Ultra Spicy mode, you really get to see how little they understand what makes Pikmin challenging. Instead of making enemies harder, relocating some of the more obvious treasures, limiting suit upgrades, or things like that, they just make the Pikmin limit 60 instead of 100. In my initial attempt at this, I was in the Twilight River before I even realized I was using less Pikmin. That's how little it affects difficulty. Just like in my Ochi run of the Pikmin 4 demo, using less Pikmin isn't more challenging, it's only slower. 60 is more than enough to take on any of the overly easy enemies in that game, and you're only limited on how quickly you can accomplish tasks like carrying and building, which isn't hard, it's lame. Finally, we reach Pikmin 4. This game isn't out at the time of making this, but we do have plenty of gameplay thanks to the demo. It's hard to judge what we have going on here though, as it seems Pikmin 4 is taking a different approach entirely. You start with a small group which limits exploration some. As you explore, you can gain the ability to bring more Pikmin with you. A lot of the challenge in Pikmin 4 seems to be based around planning and being prepared for the day ahead, very much sticking to the Dandori theming of the game. We haven't seen much of the game, but the first area, the Sun-Speckled Terrace, is very large. There are many paths to take, many elemental hazards, and many caves to explore. The difficulty of Pikmin 4 seems to be determined by each player's ability to plan ahead, which is a really interesting and fitting approach to take. I'm really excited to see how this plays out in the full game. Who knows, maybe things really ramp up, and also it seems like there's going to be many areas to explore. Also, we have no idea if there will be a difficulty option in the full game, or maybe a new game plus you can unlock at the end. Let me know your predictions and thoughts on Pikmin 4's difficulty as well. This one is really interesting to me, and I think there's a lot to talk about here, especially regarding the 3 Pikmin limit and Ochi. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this one, it means a lot. If you wouldn't mind, check and see if you're subscribed, and also consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this video. That's all I've got for this one. Thanks again for watching though, and stay tuned. Variety Television will be right back.